Right, welcome back. We look at inequalities by table method. Now if you look at this question, you can see clearly it's not a parabola and not even a straight line. It has a numerator and a denominator. So in order to solve this, we use what is called the table method. So what we do is we take the numerator and we make it equal to 0. So x plus 4 is equal to 0. X is equal to negative 4. So that's our first critical value, that x is equal to negative 4. Now we look at the denominator. Firstly, 2x minus 10 must not equal 0. So 2x is not equal to 10. So x is not equal to 10 over 2. X is not equal to 2. So there's a restriction. In the denominator, x cannot equal to 2. So that's the first thing. We did the restriction for the denominator. Now what we do, we take the denominator and we make it equal to 0 just to get a critical value. So 2x is equal to 10. X is equal to 10. Sorry, this is 5. 10 over 2. X is equal to 5. So that's a critical value. X is equal to 5. Critical value x is equal to minus 4. But this is a restriction. You must not put 5 in the denominator. Right, we got the truth. So what we do, we draw a table of values as follows. We draw two lines because there are two critical values. Two lines horizontally and two lines vertically. Put these numbers exactly how they appear on the number line. So negative 4 will go here and 5 will go there. Right. So take that, equate it to 0, find the critical value. Take that, equate it to 0, find the critical value. But please make sure you write down the restriction. Restriction is that x must not equal to 5. Now, the table method works with what has been, what I will call a pattern. It works with a pattern. Now on the right hand side of 5, you just put in plus signs. And on the left hand side, you put down negative signs. It works on a pattern. That's a pattern. Take the negative 4. On the right hand side of negative 4, put down positive signs. And on the left hand side, put down negative signs. Now let's go back to the question. The question said greater than or equal to 0. We'll concentrate on greater than. Greater than means minus times minus is equal to plus, or plus times plus is equal to plus. So greater than 0 means you must take two negatives or you must take two positives. So when we look at this diagram, we can see that the two negatives are in this area. Here is negative and negative. Here is negative and positive. Here it's positive and positive. So we're looking for greater than 0. We're looking for two negatives or two positives. So there's your two negatives. So the answer is from here. And it can include 4 because there's no restriction on negative 4. And it goes this way. Then we come here. We have a restriction. The answer cannot equal to 5. So we put a circle here. And the positives are on that side. So that's the answer. So if you look at this, the answer is x is less than negative 4. Or x, it can be equal to, or x is greater than 5. It cannot equal to 5. X, an element of real numbers. Alright, so that's called the table method. Now, a very important requirement for using the table method is that the coefficient of x must be positive. Very important, the coefficient of x must be positive. So to use table method, coefficient of x must be positive. So in the next one, we will do an example where the coefficient is not positive to see how we handle that question. But coefficient of x is positive, no problem, proceed as is. And we have found the answer. X is less than or equal to -4. And now, as a student, what you must do, you must take answers. For example, you must take -5, substitute it here, and see if it becomes true. Sorry, -4. Take my number. Yeah. I mean, you take a number. You can take -4, or you can take -5 or -6, any number on this side. Put it in here, substitute and see if it's true. Then you must take numbers that are more than 5. Don't take 5. 5 is a restriction. You take the numbers more than 5. You can take 5.5, 5 3/4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. Substitute them here and see if it is true. So you must test when you finish the question. All right. So we are waiting now to do another example by table method where the coefficient of x will not be negative. Right. We will stop here for the next example.